All right. So thank you for having me here this morning, and good morning to you all. I'm going to start with a story, if that's okay. So in 2013, the Arab Spring happened in Tunisia, and State Department USA came to me and they said, "Are you down with PPP?" And I said, "Yeah, you know." And so, good, I just want to make sure everyone's awake. So I went to this big convening that State had on Tunisia, in all seriousness, and they were talking about accelerating economy and impact investing. And through our history, you know, HP's been around for 75 years. You know, through this whole transformation that we've had on the private sector side of originally it was kind of philanthropy and just companies just giving back from a kind of philanthropic sense. Then it moved to kind of this CSR, corporate social responsibility. And now what you've already heard this morning a little bit, this shared value approach. And the way that US government was going to approach this kind of new market in Tunisia, understanding that you had about 40% of youth that were unemployed, you had a tech-savvy population, and you know there was part of us to have this responsibility of figuring out how do we make sure that these young people who want to work in the tech space, who already have some baseline skills, are put to good use. So what we did is USAID had already talked to UNIDO and the Italian government, and they were looking for private sector partners. And HP was interested in growing in North Africa. It was an area where, you know, real opportunity for growth for us. And you really had a lot of people that were already interested in technology or looking for new innovative ways to utilize it. And our HP Foundation has a program called HP Life. So we started applying HP Life, which is free online learning. So it's about a half dozen online courses that range from everything from the sort of building the startup mindset and innovation to finance and marketing and communications, a lot of these entrepreneurship skills. And so this young woman here, Kulaud, and her father had a steel manufacturing business. And they were working together. They actually, a lot of the Tunisian steel work was done by hand, you know, crafting these kind of small uses, small materials. And they had come across a piece of equipment that allowed them to make new things and kind of innovate new things. But it was challenging for her. I mean, she's helping her dad manage this business, manage the employees. She's going to university and learning English. And at the same time, they need to ramp up their business rather quickly. So they came to our HP Life Centers in our partnership, and she took marketing as one of many courses on her own time. And it allowed her to quickly market their business model, market the value, market their products in a way that helped their business grow. So it was really kind of meeting that individual where they were in life and giving them, you know, access to technology, access to learning, access to the greater sort of network that UNIDO and USAID had on the ground to really upscale her business. And one of the important things of this partnership, so that was 2013. Fast forward, that there was about 4 territories that we started the pilot in. By 2015, we had doubled that to 8. And we had created 1,250 jobs, 160 new businesses, and we had run roughly about 12,000 people through the program that had interacted with it. And I think one of the important things to think about when you're partnering with the private sector, especially big companies like an HP, a multinational, is it's all about scale. They want to try to create a pilot, do it in the right way, have a period of time with sort of set guidelines where, you know, you can change on the fly. I mean, these things happen, right? These are emerging markets. We're all trying to figure them out. We understand that they're not, you know, they're not all created equal. But if there are things to learn from them that you can scale up in country into other countries, that's music to companies' ears. And so with the success of this program, we were happy to announce just in January that all the partners collectively are pledging another $14 million, where we think we're going to reach about 25,000 people. We're going to scale it from what's now in these 8 areas to 14. And we're looking at other countries like Nigeria and some others where this kind of model may work as well. So what was key is in terms of this partnership, and I think many of these that we get involved in. One is from the onset, you have to define what your vision is. So collectively as partners, what is your common vision, and what are the common goals? So definition of those is key, and then defining roles. So who has what roles and responsibilities? How are you adapting to those changes? Who on the ground is going to be in charge and kind of manage the process? And what are each of the entities, do they have a clear definition of their contribution? Connect. So it's really, really important to have those kind of boots on the ground that understand the markets you're dealing with. And I think that's where public sector can really help private sector. Oftentimes in these markets that we haven't yet grown into, whether it's a place like Myanmar or Burma or the Tunisia example, 2 areas where we partnered directly with USAID in our HP Light program, we really need those kind of boots on the ground to sort of connect these global entities with the resources and the partners that are really getting things done there. And then communication is of course key, and you'll hear that throughout. Being transparent from day one. Look, we were transparent. We said we're going to enter this partnership because we want to grow as a business. We didn't shy away from it. We said, look, there's some real business interest here for us. We're trying to grow our education vertical. We want to grow in a shared value approach. And in 2013, we were about 12% market share. We're now at about 21% market share globally in the education sector alone. And the reason why that is one, we've innovated some really great technologies, here listening to teachers, listening to classrooms, and not just interested in dropping, that piece of technology, but really interested in the outcomes. What are these things helping people learn in unstandardized ways and new ways? But also it's because of partnerships like the Tunisia one that I described, that shared value approach of kind of creating a groundswell of new, IT learning, new skills-based learning among young people that identify with your brand because you've helped them. The young woman I mentioned, we helped their business scale up. Her learn marketing skills that she otherwise wasn't learning. And then I'll just leave you with one of my favorite quotes from the HP Way, and that is that we believe that our new vision statement is to create technology that helps everyone everywhere. So truly, in our 50,000 employees around the world, the way that we're looking at it is we don't want to leave people behind. There's all these underserved populations, whether that is in Tunisia or other parts of the world that USAID works, and we want to make sure that we're reaching them as well, just not subset parts. And you ask why? The reason is for American companies to grow, we have to help these markets around the world grow. And that economic development is key, to our business growth in the long term. And I believe will help create jobs here as well, as we sort of reinvent, the way that we tackle these sustainable development goals and other environmental and society interests.